Hi, everybody. Welcome to our very first episode of Overcome. I am so blessed and honored to be able to have Samantha Hernandez as our first guest, and she will be sharing her health and fitness journey. So, before we get to our questions, Sammy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, first off, I want to start off with saying thank you, Rachel, for I'm truly grateful for you allowing me to be a part of Dine with the King's vision. I can't wait to see what God does because she's doing amazing, and I'm really grateful to be a part of the Overcome series. My name is Samantha. I go by Sammy. I'm 24 years old. I'm married to an amazing man, and I have 2 fur babies.
Wow, okay. So, what is keto and how do you pronounce it the right way?
Okay. So keto is pronounced keto. That's the proper way. Keto is a high-fat, moderate protein, a low-carb diet. There's pros and cons to it, and basically it helps you with type 2 diabetes. It will help you with PCOS. It's known to help women balance their hormones as well. So there's just so many great benefits of it, and it's such a doable diet.
Okay, I'm glad that you pronounced it as keto because when I first heard of it, I thought it was keto. So that's why I wasn't sure, and I'm sure a lot of you out there probably think it's keto also. But why keto? Out of all the diets out there, I mean, you could have tried anything, but what made you so attracted and stay committed to this? Like, why keto?
So what made me choose keto is because I literally have tried everything to lose weight. Anything that you can think of, I've tried. And don't get me wrong, some did work, but nothing was ever long lasting. Mm-hmm. And I always see myself back at square number one. So I had heard about keto, and I started doing research about it first, and then actually seeing a friend was doing keto. And that intrigued me more because her journey, she had amazing results. And I also heard the benefits of keto and how it would help with hormones. And if you don't know, me and my husband have been trying to have a baby. And of course, we've been successful with that. But we just got to the point where we had really changed our mindsets. And, we've always had faith in God that if we are meant to be parents, God will, bless us with a child. But at the same time, we had to understand that God gives you resources on earth, and we had to be able to use all of our resources. Yes, we can have faith in God to know that, hey, hopefully one day we can have a child, but until then, I need to use all the resources God does provide me with, which is taking care of my body. And so once I heard keto was good with hormones, I thought, hey, I'm going to give it a full shot and let's focus on getting healthy and taking care of our body, because if God does bless us with a child, I want to make sure I'm healthy and I can be able to carry a child.
Wow. I love how she said that God has given them all the resources that were right in front of them. And a lot of times the answers to our prayers is very practical. It's not always so spiritual. And in this case, they were able to take advantage of the practicality of eating more healthier and making sure that they're feeding themselves the right foods so that her hormones can get the balance that it needs, and keto helps with that. Okay, so that's so good to know. But when you started keto, was it difficult for you? Like, what were some of the challenges that you faced in the beginning stage to now?
Okay, so with keto, I think I can start off with saying, so I began keto March 2018. I officially started February, and I can say that I've been doing keto for 6 months technically, because I don't count 1 month, and I'll share that reason why I don't count 1 month. But yeah, so my hardest, I would say biggest challenge is I had to learn to drop carbs. Because your girl, she loves sweets. I love pasta, donuts, rice, anything you can name with carbs. I love it. So it was really hard transitioning my body from going into, oh my God, I was raised all my life eating this, Hispanics, you eat rice,
Tortillas.
beans, tortillas. My grandma would be making handmade tortillas. It's so hard going to visit my grandma now. Especially when she makes handmade tortillas, but I'd be sacrificing that time. But I would say that was the hardest, is carbs. But, it was just learning. And there's just so many things that you can implement. So if you want some cheesecake, there's a keto-friendly cheesecake. There's so many different things that you can implement. But it was definitely carbs at first. And I had to learn to, slowly be able to implement carbs back into my diet, but to keep it to a limit.
Okay, so with the keto, you can eat carbs, but you just can't eat it too much?
Yeah, so you can eat carbs. You're able to consume carbs because at the end of the day, your body needs carbs, but to a limit. So I had to learn that, you kind of got to see where you want to use your carb intake. So you can definitely consume carbs. There's a limit. Most of the time, the most popular limit for keto is 20 grams of carbs. When I first started, I didn't really consume any carbs, and I slowly built into implementing up to 20 carbs. And there's some days that I don't even consume as much as 20 carbs. It just varies.
Okay, that's good to know. So what are your favorite keto foods?
So, favorite keto foods. Well, you can have Buffalo Wild Wings on keto, so that's my go-to. But there's just so many different things. Like I said, you can just, I like French toast, and there was recently a recipe that I came across. It's called egg loaf, and it's so amazing. My husband likes it as well. But yeah, I would say there's just so many things that you can eat on keto and that I enjoy. I love pickles. I love pickles.
So does Jay.
I was I love pickles so much. So I can always eat pickles, and that's keto friendly for me. So that's my go-to. I would say pickles, pepperoni, mozzarella cheese. There's just so many.
And you can eat bacon too, right?
Yes, you can have bacon. Of course, that's what people think too is bad about keto. Is how can you eat bacon and that be considered a diet? It's to a limit. And you have to know how to use it. And you have to know, you're not going to eat bacon for, 5 times a day. You're going to have your limit of how you can consume it. But, yes, you can eat bacon, eggs, sausage. You can hook up your breakfast.
Awesome. That's good to know. So, keto isn't, a punishment. I mean,
No.
You still eat good on keto, and you're losing weight at the same time.
Definitely. It's so doable because you don't have to deprive yourself. Mm-hmm. There's so many, like I said, there's so many different options on keto that are keto friendly that you're not feeling like you're depriving yourself. And I think that's why keto works so good for me, is because I tried the whole chicken and veggies, and I can't do it.
So what are your go-to when it comes to drinks?
So there's so many different choices of drinks. I love water, so I can drink water all day, every day. But like I said, there's options. If I'm ever just craving that little bit of sugar, you have the option of going to Coke Zero. There's something called Neo Drops, and that also helps you with your electrolyte intake. So those are it's this little thing. I have some over there, but there's this little thing, and you just put drops into your water, and that's a go-to Gatorade type thing. It helps you with electrolytes, but of course it doesn't have as much sugars, and it doesn't have any carbs in it. So that helps you with it. But there's so many options of keto drinks, and very popular is Starbucks. There's so many ways to do different things when it comes to Starbucks, and how you can how you can modify your order.
And they're familiar with the keto thing, the diet, right? Starbucks people.
I'm probably sure they're familiar that so many people go and modify their orders, because keto has blown up. It's such a trend right now,
Exactly. So have you tried any Starbucks drink?
Right here.
That was keto. Oh, wow.
Yes. So, see, Rachel went to go get me a drink, and she didn't even realize it was keto. But yes, this is so good. It's a peach citrus white tea with no water, a little bit of heavy cream, and extra ice, and 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla. So it's really good. It's just tastes like peaches and cream. Peaches and cream.
All right, you go, Sammy. Okay, so is it hard to cook keto meals? And is your husband on the same diet? Because, how does that work?
So, Eric is not on keto. But like I said, keto's so doable. So I can cook up anything that I want. And a lot of it Eric will eat, and he doesn't even realize it's keto because keto's so doable. It's a lot of things that we're actually already eating, but you're just modifying it and taking out certain things that, of course, have a really high carb amount in there. So you're just kind of implementing a lot of different things to be able to use it. But no, Eric does not do keto. Does he enjoy keto food? He's mad at. No, just kidding. No, he does. He does eat a lot of keto-friendly recipes that I do make. And if he does want something, like I said, it's so doable. And that's what I like about it, is because you don't have to sit there and cook 2 different meals. I don't have to cook something for him specifically and something for my lifestyle. It's doable for us to be able to flow in our lifestyle. Okay. So, I can do that keto dish. And if he wants something that does have higher in carbs, because he has different goals versus me, then that's completely okay. I can make a side dish, but it's not like our whole main entree is going to be something different or meal prepping completely different. It's just adding an additional side specifically for Eric. And it just varies. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he'll stick to the whole keto.
That's good to know. So it's not hard, for you women to go on the keto diet and then your husband is not on the keto diet. It's doable. So that's good to know. So how does your normal day look like being on the keto diet? Like, I know you have much energy now. So how is that for you?
So your girl loves naps.
She loves her naps.
I love naps. All day, every day. No. So before I did keto, I was always tired. But like any other time, when you take care of your body starts reacting different. You get more energy, and you just feel completely different when you start taking care of your body, obviously. So I still take naps, just to let you guys know. But I don't feel like I have to take a nap. Before, I felt like I could not go on without my day if I did not take a nap. And now I'm good. If I want a nap, it's up to me, but I don't have to. So I would say my body's changed when it comes to that. And then
that's good.
What else you asked?
So how does your normal day look like? You have energy?
Okay, so my day, it's normal still. Like, implementing keto didn't really change anything, but what it did change is the fact that a lot of it has to come down to food. So we still enjoy our lives. We still, if we go out with friends, family, or anything, we can still go out there and enjoy some food. It doesn't have to change anything of how we eat specifically. But yeah, I would say
So how has your overall experience been on this keto diet? And if you don't mind sharing, how much pounds have you lost?
Okay, so overall, I would say keto's worked for me. It's just worked for me overall in my life, especially with my goals that I've wanted to do. Like I said, I've tried everything and nothing really truly worked. And especially with me and my husband wanting to have a baby, keto really changed my life so much. So I'm gonna share with you guys. So my body, my hormones have always been off since I was younger. But one thing is that I didn't have my menstrual cycle for over 2 years, and it's very odd. Of course, as a woman, obviously, if you don't have your menstrual cycle, you can't, majority of the time, you can't be able to conceive. So, I started, at first, we would always get heartbroken because we wanted a baby. And, obviously I couldn't have my menstrual cycle. I went to the doctor, and all they ever wanted to do was put me on birth control. I tried birth control. It didn't work for me. It would always make me sick, and it's just the side effects. So I refused to do birth control. I'm not going to do it. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to do it. And I had the mindset, if God blesses me, God blesses me. That's the end of the day. I'm not taking birth control. I don't believe you have to take birth control to fix something.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not going to do it. So when I started going into keto and how this affects my overall experience with keto is, like I said, it helps balance hormones. So I started, and I was like, you know what? All right, we're going in with full faith. I'm going to give me 30 days to fully make sure that I give my all to keto. And let's see if this works for me. So I decided to do keto, and I swear to you guys, literally 30 days after I started keto, I got my menstrual cycle. And everybody knows, especially women, who's happy about getting their menstrual cycle? I am. I remember I text Rachel because I was so happy, that I finally got it, because it's a step forward for us to one day possibly become parents. And I text Rachel and I text a couple of my loved ones, and I was like so happy because I was like, oh my God, my body's like reacting. I finally, you kind of start feeling like you're not normal. What's wrong with you? And I felt so like good, the fact that I got my period, and everyone was so happy. I texted my husband and everything. It was just amazing. But then, of course, my flesh starts getting to me, and I started thanking God, because I was like, God, this is amazing, like, it gives me hope. And then, of course, I got back to myself, and I was like, no, whatever. It's just, what a coincidence. Maybe it's just in my mind, something, whatever. I started coming up with all these reasons why it couldn't be possible. And that's when, like, I started getting, like, self-doubt. And I'm like, so that's where it comes back to, I stopped keto for a month. And I was like, I'm not going to do keto. It is going to be what it is. And I stopped keto for a month. And I was enjoying my life, eating all the carbs in the world I wanted to, and my period didn't come. And then right there, that opened my eyes, and I was like, dang, it must have been keto that really helped me. And, God, it's just crazy how God moves, So I was like, all right, I'm going to go back to keto, and I'm going to stick to keto, and I'm going to see if this truly works for me. So I'm back to keto, and I'm so happy to say that since I started keto, now 6 months, I've had my menstrual cycle every single month. And, for somebody who doesn't ever have their menstrual cycle, to get their menstrual cycle, you start feeling like your body's becoming normal again. And, you really start thanking God, because it's hard, it's hard to go through that and to not know that things are not possible, and that, you have to build up that faith to be able to know that maybe one day we could be parents. So it was really, overall experience, like, keto's been great for me. It helped me, and it gave me a little bit more faith to step forward, that maybe one day, and if one day we do become parents, I want to be fit. I want to be able to carry my child and not, God forbid, like, have a high risk pregnancy or anything. Right. So, that's been my overall experience. And since I've done keto, I've lost 32 pounds. Wow. I've had my ups and downs with keto. I've had my times where I go and I enjoy myself, because I'm not going to deprive myself all the time, and that's the good thing about this day, is you don't have to deprive yourself. But, I have gone and I've had what I consider them is days where I enjoy myself, and, I do go and enjoy food that I can't normally enjoy being on the keto diet. So, I'm excited because, 32 pounds is a lot to me, and my body's reacting so well with keto, like, it's obviously my body's responding. Like I said, keto might not be for everybody, but it definitely works for me.
That's awesome. And one thing, Sammy, that I want to mention is I admire your faith. In the book of James, it says, faith without works is dead. And her and her husband, they want a baby. They pray to God. We've all been praying, that one day God will bless her womb with a child. And we believe that. But at the same time, God's not going to do his part if we're not going to do our part. And one thing I admire Sammy and her husband, Eric, with their journey to become more healthier, is they took a step of faith to say, hey, God, we expect you, to bless our womb with a child. We believe by faith that you're going to give us a baby one day, but we want to be faithful and do our part on their own end. So that's what I really admire about their journey, their faith, where they're putting it into action, because faith without works is dead. So thank you so much, Sammy, for sharing, that, for being really vulnerable and sharing, with many women out there. And I'm sure that there are a lot of women that can relate, a lot of women that one day want to have kids also. We pray that this story will inspire you to get more healthier, make more better decisions. But let's move on. So do you have any helpful tips or info that you would like to share?
Okay, so there's so many things that, even if it's not keto and going forward with keto, there's so many things that you can look into, and everybody's body's different. Go see your doctor, and don't always, I'm not going to say, because I'm not a doctor, But, take into consideration all your options. And like I said earlier, God gives you so many resources here on earth. Take advantage of those resources. If one doctor tells you something, go to a different doctor. Continue seeking, because anything is possible with God. And everybody is different. Everybody is different. When I say that, my body's not going to be the same as Rachel and somebody else's. So look into and one thing I would say is just take into consideration what you put into your body. That's where it really just starts. It starts with that little step of just what you put into your body. And read, just get into the habit of reading and picking up actually what you have in your hand and reading what you're putting into your body. Those little changes will open your eyes, and then it'll make you want to make a change in your body. But don't get me wrong, food is so good, but you know what? Seeing my results and seeing the way my body feels today is so much better than any other food can ever give me.
That's good, Sammy. So just a little bit of questions that I know a lot of people would probably want to know is, with being on this keto diet, do you still have to go to the gym, or can you just strictly just do keto and not work out?
So
exercise.
There's different versions of keto. There's dirty keto, lazy keto, clean keto. And dirty keto is more of a where you not really implement cheats all the time, but you're eating certain foods where you shouldn't really fully be eating them, and your carb intake's a little bit different. That is dirty keto. And then you have your lazy keto, where you're sticking to eating keto and you don't have to go to the gym. I have friends who actually do keto and they don't go to the gym and they still see amazing results. And then I have friends who also do keto, and like myself as well, where you stick to keto and then you're still going to the gym. So keto is mainly for diet. It's not anything that has to do with the gym. Of course, you are going to see better results if you're doing keto plus the gym, but it's so important to stay hydrated and everything, so you have that energy to go to the gym as well.
Okay, so but you and your husband, you guys do both, right? Because Eric works out a lot at the gym. And
yes, so we do both. We do I do keto and I continue going to the gym, and Eric too, he goes to the gym.
Okay, so where do you shop for some keto recipes? Where's the best place that you can, let the viewers know?
Social media is your friend. I have so many people that I follow, and the community, actually, the keto community, and all these women, and not just women, men too, who are in the keto community, they're just so inspiring, motivating, and so encouraging. I've come across so many people who do keto, and they're just so friendly as well, and they share so many recipes. But you can actually go to my page too. It's on Instagram, keto.with.sammy. And right there, I have people too that I follow. I also share some of the things that I eat and what I do. If you do have me on my personal page, I separated it. So I kind of did my own lifestyle, so I can still have my personal life, share my marriage, share my relationship with God, and just overall in general, my life, family, loved ones, and friends. And I decided to break off keto so I can go a little bit more in the depth of being able to share my experience with keto. Everything that I eat, the gym, deals I find, keto finds, and just overall my results.
That's good. And we'll be sure to put the link of her social media pages so you guys can follow her. Now, is it expensive to be on this diet?
No, keto is not expensive. It's so doable. You can, and I keep saying that word because, like I said, it's so doable. You can there's so many ways and recipes, and there's not one way of doing keto. Keto is how you make it in your life, and the way I do keto might be different from how you do keto or how somebody else does keto. There's no specific way of doing keto, and there's no specific book of how you need to do it. There's so many different options, and you implement it into your life the way you want to. So I would say start off, if you're interested, start off with just going to Google and search it, research it, see if it's what's good for your body type, because like I said, everybody's different.
Okay. So I see your passion for this diet, and how much you really want to inspire other people to join you. How many people have reached out to you to do this diet?
I've had many friends reach out to me. Of course, some people at first didn't support the fact that I was going to do keto, because there's not a lot of people just think it's just this fad diet and that you lose weight quickly and you gain it all back. But that's like any other diet. Any other diet, if you stick to chicken, veggies, or you stick to healthier options, any diet that you don't continuously stick to or are taking care of yourself, you're going to end up failing. You know, you can't be part-time. You know, you got to make this a lifestyle, not just something that is a goal. And whether I stick to keto forever or not, that's up to me. And there's different ways I can slowly implement more carbs into my life, you know. But I would definitely say just research it and stick to what you know is good for your body.
That's good. And I know I see it all over your social media that you've gotten a lot of your friends and, you know, a part of this keto, and how is their journey with the keto diet?
So a lot of my friends, they do see results, you know, and like I said, some people are going to have their moments where they're going to stick to it and you're going to kind of want to experience, you know, it doesn't hurt. You don't lose nothing if you try it.
That's good.
And that's not just with, like I said, keto. It doesn't hurt if you try something just to see if it works for you and how your body's going to respond. Everybody is different at the end of the day. My body's going to respond differently. But, sorry, I just remembered too, you said your question about if keto is expensive.
Yes.
So, no, keto is not expensive. You can find so many options that are keto friendly and still be able to feed you and your own family. There is people who are on the go, which that can be like me sometimes, where I just don't have the time to cook because we're so busy. And there's so many outside restaurant options that give you those options. You know, you just, like I said, you just have to know what you're putting in your body and you'll know to go the right way. And it's just one choice at a time. That's what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. You know, there's some days where I make bad choices and I'm like, oops, your girl messed up. And then there's those days where I have like the most perfect day of keto. But it just varies. You know, you're going to have your pros and cons. You're going to have your ups and downs.
Okay. So we're actually going to be wrapping up this interview for today. But before we do, I just want Sammy to share how she never gave up pursuing her dreams. This was something she has always dreamt to do back in 2016. So Sammy, you can encourage the people, you know, to never give up on their dreams, but whatever last words you have to say about keto.
So I actually started a page, which is the keto.with.sammy. I'm just going to say it's Keto with Sammy page. So the Keto with Sammy page, I actually started in 2016. And if you go and you see in the past, I first started that page in 2016 just to meet others that had the same motivation, same lifestyle as me at that time. And I fell off the wagon. And when I say I fell off hard. And I've always been in the gym, but I've never changed my diet. Like, I thought I was always stuck in that mindset where I could go to the gym and still be okay with going to the gym and I can still eat whatever I want, which, don't get me wrong, that works for certain people, but it does not work for my body type. Mm. So I stopped pursuing that page and I was just like, it is what it is. And then I got into keto and I started really sticking to keto, and I started seeing keto does work and it worked for me. And I met this amazing community as well out there and other individuals, and there's such motivation out there that I did decide to go back to that page. And it actually changed because it was fitness, Sammy's Fitness Journey was the page originally. Mm-hmm. And I ended up changing it to Keto with Sammy. And that, if you look, you can see back in 2016, I used to post things and I never had changed my weight. If you believe it or not, all I did was maintain it. I went from being 217, and then I got to my highest, which was 218 within those 2 years, because I would lose weight, gain it back, lose it, gain it back. It was just like this vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would say just research keto, give it a try, or research what's best for your body. You know, don't stop pursuing. Sometimes God lays things on your heart, and like I said, you just have to use your resources God gives you here. And that's step number one, you know?
Thank you, Sammy. So that wraps up our discussion for today on Overcome. Thank you so much, Samantha, for being our first guest on here and sharing your health and your fitness journey with all of our viewers. Please, if you guys have any questions, if you guys want to know more about this diet, feel free to follow her. Like I said, we'll put the link. We'll link it to the video once we post it. But if you guys have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to email us also, and then I'll have Sammy get in contact with you guys. So again, thank you, Sammy, and we hope you all have a great day.